The microphone is on, you know that, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give a big applause for Finn Wolfhard. It's so good to have you here, man. How are you?
It's great. Jet lag, it hurts, but I'm doing great.
Yeah. Well, how long was the flight? Because
I flew from Vancouver to London, which was like 9 hours, and then another hour here. But I'm doing good. I'm really happy I'm here.
Okay, yeah, well, it's so good to have you.
Yeah.
We have a huge line behind the audience microphone, so I think we'll just dive right into it.
Yeah.
So hello, first question.
Hello.
Hi. My question is, how did you feel when you started to become famous after the first season of Stranger Things was released?
I feel weird. I still feel weird. It's like very new still for me. I don't think it'll ever get kind of old, but I don't know. I have a lot of fun doing this stuff, and as long as I get to keep acting, then I'm good. But yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, which scene from it was the most fun to film?
The most fun scene to film in it was, probably just all the improv stuff with like Jack and Wyatt and Jeremy, and so behind the pharmacy was fun, and like just kind of every scene was really fun. The only scenes that were like not the best to work on just because you're in a tiny little, is probably when he comes out of the fridge, and that was a tiny little room in like the dead of summer in Toronto, and it was like the most humid place. But yeah, the improv stuff was great.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, what was the most difficult scene to film in season 2 of Stranger Things?
Oh man, getting the timing down is always kind of hard because we have to pass around Dart in one scene, and that's kind of hard to do considering you're acting with nothing. You're just kind of looking at this kind of metallic ball that they put like visual effects on later. But those were hard, and then surprisingly, there's a scene where I like freak out on David Harbour in the last episode, and that was like one of the easiest, just because we knew from the very beginning, we were like, the Duffers kind of hinted at it, like, oh, you're gonna beat up Hopper, like you're gonna freak out, and so for like 6 months we were just gearing up to do it, and David was like, actually, just hit me when we do it, actually hit me, and so we were really ready once we did it, and that was surprising how much shorter it took, because there's only like 3 shots in that whole scene, but yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, what about school? How do you combine learning for school and acting for Stranger Things?
If nobody heard that question, it was how do I do school? Like, how do I mix kind of acting and school together? My school is awesome and super accommodating, and I could never find a school like that. They have a good like online program, and the teachers are very attentive and send work to me. So really, while I'm gone, kind of like on the road, I guess, they just email me work, like a list of stuff to do. They're just like, this is what you need to do the past, your grade, and I think that's really great, and it makes it easy for me to like graduate. But yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Finn.
Hello.
Woo.
Sorry, that's my German hello. How was it?
Cool.
Cool.
Before my question, I know you have your birthday soon, so
Yeah.
happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Yeah, 15. What an amazing age.
So old.
What's better, 14 or? Thank you. So anyone, raise your hand if you're like over the age of 16. Awesome. What's a better age, 15 or 16? I just want to hear you guys say.
15.
Wow, I heard all 16. So I am in for a terrible ride. Thank you guys. This is really nice of you.
So my question is, what was the funniest moment of making Stranger Things?
The funniest moment, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The funniest. All of the scenes where the whole cast is together in that tiny Byers house, the Joyce Byers' house, and it's like me and Joe Keery and Charlie Heaton and Gayton, and like that's just a deadly combination because everyone. We just crack each other up so easily, and it's also insanely hot in there. And we shoot for like nights too, so we shoot from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and like so we're all just loopy and going insane in this tiny little house. So hopefully there'll be like a Stranger Things season 2 like blooper reel one day, and you can just see the madness that goes on.
Was there ever a scene that you had to like replan or reschedule because you would keep cracking up, or?
It will maybe not like reschedule, but definitely delay. Yeah. There's a lot of delays because Charlie Heaton was laughing too hard. Because actually, literally, there's a line that Joe Keery has where he says the Germans, and and Gayton is like, what? And so every time he'd say the Germans, Charlie would just start cracking up because of his delivery, and it was non-stop like we could not stop laughing. And David Harbour came to a point where he was like, if you're not gonna stop laughing, then leave the room. And all of us were like, oh, all right, we should probably stop. He's mad. But yeah, that's probably the funniest.
Thanks for your question.
Thank you, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
First of all, I want to give you this little present.
Oh, thank you. Got a present. Oh, it's chocolate. Thank you. I have tried some German chocolate and it's delicious, and thank you so much.
So my question is, if you could play any role in any movie, which one would it be?
Oh man, it's a hard one. If I ever since I was like 9 or 8, I've always wanted to play teenage Kurt Cobain in a biopic and like bleach my hair blonde. And I still kind of have that. Like, I can't cut my hair 8 months out of the year because I have to keep it like straight, like Mike Wheeler hair. And one day I just want to like shave it or bleach it just to tell it like you're mine. But yeah, one day you'll see something on my Instagram like you'll just be like, okay. Let's see, ads. Oh, Finn dyed his hair blue. That's weird. And then you'll keep scrolling. So, yeah, I'll do something crazy one day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
So, I really love your music.
Thank you.
And how did your band Calpurnia started?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. If no one heard, I mean, did everyone hear it? Were you all good? Thumbs up? Okay. I see your hands. I have a band called Calpurnia, and I actually met the drummer. He's an actor too, and we both met on a film set for a music video. And I played bass at the time, and so him and I started like jamming together and playing instruments. And then there was this camp, like summer camp, where you can go and learn how to write songs and use, you know, like editing software for music and stuff. So I met the guitarist Ayla there, and she was like she's like a prodigy. And so I was like, man, we need to get this girl like in our band. Like we need to jam with this girl. And then so I've been like playing music with them for like 4 years. And then Jack, our bassist, came into the picture because I did a what do you call it? A fundraiser in Los Angeles for a charity, and it was just a bunch of bands coming through and playing 80s covers. And I was like, man, I need a band, and I needed a bassist, and Jack I'd only met Jack once, so I said, can we hang out with Jack once and see, or I just called him. I was just like, hey, I have this weird thing. I know I've only met you once, but will you just come to LA with me and play bass in my band? And then from there, it was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, which is your favorite character of the show?
Oh, man. Probably Nancy. I think Nancy's probably my favorite character just because, like, you can tell that she's such a complicated character and she's still going through phases. Like, she's very, I like one day she's just gonna go rogue or something, but she's a great character, and I love Jonathan too, and I think Jonathan's a great character, and I think he has a lot of layers to him, and I think deep down he's a really, like, badass character, but very sweet too, and kind of consolidating, and yeah, I love those two characters. They're great, and they're great together too. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Hi.
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 Since like you have a band and you recently recorded something with them, I was wondering if in the next years you want to focus on acting or if you prefer playing music.
Okay. Oh man. I don't think I'm just gonna do both. I'm not gonna focus on like one thing more than the other. But you know, it's cool, like, and like to give quick advice for people, like for younger people, just like do as much as you can, and like you don't have to rush into it or anything, but if you're feeling passionate about something, do as much as you can before you're an adult, because you grow faster at your craft and you get better at it quicker, and it gets you more opportunities in the future. And that's kind of what I've been doing, is that I just gone for broke. Like, why? For me, I've always wanted to make movies, like direct movies, and I was just like, why do I have to wait until I'm an adult to direct a movie? I'll just direct a movie. So I directed a music video, and then now I'm writing a TV show. So it's like very weird and like super, like in a way, kind of arrogant to be like, start early, then you'll be fine. But you know, I'm just lucky, and I think you guys should like totally, if you're into art and stuff, start early, I guess. Of course. Hi.
Hi. My question is, do you plan on touring with your band anytime soon?
Tour? Like play around the world and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, like tour. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that like our schedules are, or my schedule, it's the other band members are like in school, so you know they're studying and stuff, and I'm like always constantly traveling, so it's kind of hard for us to lock down dates for shows. But we're playing a show in New York next month, and then we're gonna start playing festivals in the summer. When I'm, you know, off of Stranger Things and stuff, when I get breaks, I'll just go and play shows. And maybe, do you guys have festivals in Germany?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely come to a festival in Germany. Yeah, we're really excited, and like we just started mixing actually. We just started editing the music, and it's coming out like in the next couple months. So I really hope you guys like it. But yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. So my question is.
Could you speak into the microphone, please? Thanks.
So my question is, with whom is it most fun to shoot with in Stranger Things, and why?
With whom is it the most fun to shoot Stranger Things, right?
Yes.
And why?
Okay, this is a hard one, and I'm gonna leave people out because I usually don't do this, but today I'm going to.
Okay, so video cameras off.
Yeah, guys, come on. Put down your phones, live in the moment. I mean, the most fun I've had shooting is definitely with, like, Dad Steve. Like, just me and Gaten and Caleb and Sadie with Joe, Kiri. Those are the most fun because we all, not only do we all get along insanely well, but, like, I think our acting together is super good because we all trust each other, like, insanely well, and we've just known each other for so long. And we all know how to push each other's buttons, and so I think those are some of the best scenes in all of, like the stuff with Gaten and Steve, or Gaten and Joe are just like gold. Like, I don't know how, and they wrote that storyline in the middle of the season. Like when we started filming, we had no idea where these two characters were gonna end up, and what happened is they were like, oh man, like, because they write the show as we go along, as we shoot. No one writes it ahead of time. You sort of write it just so you can build and stuff for the characters. And so Matt and Ross Duffer are like, oh man, Gaten's alone. Like, Dustin's alone. Who's he gonna? He doesn't have anyone. And then they're just like, oh wait, what would Steve be doing right now? We haven't seen Steve in a while. And he's like, yeah, he'd probably just be crying in his room. We can't have him in there. Like, he's just heartbroken because of Nancy. And then they're like, why don't we put these two characters together? Because they're both kind of alone and lost. And it ended up just being the best thing of the season. But yeah.
Thank you.
So we're going to do one more question because we're all out of time. I'm sorry to disappoint all of you, but that's just... Sorry. Just one more question.
Hi. First of all, thank you to be here, and I think I'm not the only one to say this, but you're one of the most beautiful person I ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Brad Pitt? No.
No, you.
Sexiest man alive, Ryan Reynolds. Wow, thank you. I'm so flattered. You know what? I just wanted to get this out of the way. This is the best Comic-Con experience I've ever had in my life. I've been to other Comic-Cons, but like no other audience and like people that come up to my table has been the most respectful and the most like nice and quiet and just the most flattering and told me the best, and like thank you so much for everything. But yeah, I'm really flattered. What's the question?
So what is it for you to be like 14? Because I'm in your age and I can't imagine to be an actor and be in a band and be on Comic-Cons. And how is it for you? How do you manage this?
That's a great question. First of all, let me just point my attention over there. They're playing Quidditch.
Yeah, they are actually playing Quidditch.
You're doing great, guys. No, I mean, yeah, it's like I said earlier, starting early like just helps. I mean, I started late. I guess when child actors start, they're usually just like thrown into it when they're a baby, and none of the Stranger Things kids like ever like were bred to be actors. They were just normal kids, and then they were just like, I kind of like this. Let's keep going. And so it just kind of escalated, and I'm still kind of learning about it. But I think the biggest thing, and why like I'm successful, apparently, is just because the industry is changing and people are being more tolerant of younger people. And like Netflix sold a show to two 28-year-olds. Like, who does that? Like, Netflix does that. And like people are just following Netflix's lead and being like, okay, well, maybe we do have some faith in younger people, and so they're taking younger people seriously, and I think that's great. And like everyone in this room has been like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, you're a kid, like you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's like, well, I'm gonna do this, and like I don't care, and the industry's just gotten better, I think, and less scumbags are coming through, and all the scumbags are going away, and sort of like it's just back to back people getting caught. It's just like sexual assault, and you're like, okay, that guy's gone. Thank God. Like we don't want him in our like industry. We want to be associated with that, and so the bad people are finally going away, and you know, you always have bad people, but I think it's just evolving into a better place. And I think everyone should just get into art and like have fun with it. And yeah, that's basically all I can say. But thank you. That's a great question.
Bye.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, yeah.
Thank you for being here with
Thank
the
you,
panel. So, big applause, ladies and gentlemen. Finn Wolfhard.